What is Strinova? You are thrust into that world of Strinova as the navigator, a respected and loved individual capable of stabilizing the minds of their agents to prevent the onset of collapse syndrome. The navigator is able to synchronize with these agents' senses and record their experiences, treating them as they see fit. It features third-person hero shooter gameplay using agents with unique playstyles, upgrades, and abilities. Each of them also uses loadouts that fit their playstyles, ranging from carrying assault rifles with machine pistols, snipers with submachine guns, and so on. One key feature that sets this game apart from everything else is how all players have the ability to turn into paper-thin 2D forms, which allows them to hide, avoid bullets, attach to walls, and glide through the air. Strinova features stringification mechanic for tactical 2D transformations, a roster of characters with distinct abilities, multiple game modes with varying objectives, free-to-play model with optional cosmetics, unlockable characters through gameplay-earned currency. Strinova overall score 92 out of 100. Strinova is a truly excellent shooter with innovative mechanics like stringification and diverse character designs, delivering a fresh and tactical experience. While its visuals and audio are top-notch, the game is held back slightly by its limited content and gameplay variety, reflective of its early stage. Generous monetization, policies, and free-to-play accessibility make it a standout value for players. Strinova story, 7 out of 10. This game barely has a story. It's a purely entertainment-focused experience that strips away most excess baggage to deliver nothing but the organized chaos of tactical shooters, or so you'd think. Believe it or not, Strinova actually has a rather engaging narrative about clashing ideals, with every side ultimately striving for a positive resolution. While the story isn't deeply explored beyond the prologue and character interactions, the game frequently reminds you of its themes through these moments. Strinova gameplay, 10 out of 10. There's not much to say about Strinova's visuals except that they're outstanding. Each character is beautifully modeled, skill effects are stunning, and the visual feedback in combat is endlessly satisfying. If there's anything to nitpick, it's that the controlled pacing of each game mode means there's less visual spectacle than you might want. Strinova audio, 10 out of 10. Strinova shines in its audio design, from punchy sound effects and excellent voice acting in every language to immersive ambient noise and captivating background music. It's clear the developers poured their hearts into crafting an engaging audio environment. It's so good, in fact, that simply listening to the game, while spectating, can be as immersive as jumping in and playing yourself. Strinova value for money, 9 out of 10. Cosmetic-only gacha paired with characters purchasable through in-game grinding? Yes, please. The game is completely free to play, and with enough time and effort, you can unlock any character without spending a dime. As long as you're not overly concerned with dazzling cosmetics, you'll find incredible value here. In fact, Strinova feels like it's almost too generous, offering an experience that's worth far more than its price tag, or lack thereof. Strinova review, exceeding the paper-thin expectation. Strinova stands out as one of the most addictive shooters I've played in recent memory. I've spent time with other iconic titles like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Overwatch, Paladins, and Apex Legends, each captivating in its own way. However, none of them hold the same allure as Strinova. In fact, this was one of the few games that caused a stir among me and my friends, comparable to the first time we played Eternal Return, Helldivers 2, and Deep Rock Galactic. Part of my optimism stemmed from its premise even before playing it. Strinova's core gimmick, its characters' ability to turn into 2D models, is brimming with potential. For instance, games where entire results are decided by getting ambushed by a resourceful player. Just sticking onto a wall above ground level isn't uncommon. Ridiculous as it sounds, scenarios like this happen regularly in Strinova. After all, as they say, gamers don't look up. It also births a lot of clips propagating the gamer phrase, skill issue. That alone makes for a fun time engaging with the community. The game has so much going for it. Its unique mechanics keep tactics fresh and exciting, while the character models, though occasionally plain, are largely stunning. Even the time to kill, TDK, feels perfectly tuned, fast enough to reward aggressive play, but not so quick that healers feel irrelevant. Of course, there's room for improvement. There's not enough game modes. The default controls are bad, you can just change it though. And there's still lingering distaste for its gacha-based monetization, at least for cosmetics. But despite these issues, my friends and I had a fantastic time with the game. It's a testament to the creativity and entertainment that Strinova offers. Stringification mechanic redefines tactical play. Strinova's 2D transformation mechanic isn't just a game changer for players, it's an absolute joy to watch unfold, making the game an excellent spectator sport. Whether you're streaming your own antics or tuning into a friend's match, the sheer unpredictability of Stringification delivers edge of your seat entertainment. Watching someone pull off a perfect ambush by sticking themselves behind a wall just above eye level or cling to a payload, while the enemy team runs around like headless chickens. That's the kind of chaotic brilliance that keeps you glued to the screen. This mechanic doesn't just encourage tactical thinking, it creates moments that are equal parts genius and absurd. You'll find players stringifying mid-fight to reload, while enemies waste their ammo, or using the mechanic to float above objectives like menacing kites, while the opposing party tries to shoot them down in panic. It's not just about hiding or ambushing, it's about constantly outsmarting opponents in ways that make viewers gasp, laugh, or, more often than not, type "Yo WTF" in chat. The creativity Stringification inspires in modes like Escort and Demolition is a major draw for audiences. Watching a player cling to a wall mid-fight and juke players, trying their hardest to kill them before they themselves are gunned down by others, is endlessly satisfying. The excellent map designs only amplify this spectacle. With vertical layouts and plenty of nooks and crannies, players are constantly testing new strategies and, by extension, entertaining their audience. Even when things go hilariously wrong, which they often do, it only adds to the charm. Then there's the beauty of advanced techniques unfolding in real time. Watching an experienced player flawlessly chain moves, like stringifying to dodge enemy bullets, using skills while stalling for time, and then reforming for multi-kills, is a sight to behold. Matches frequently feel like adrenaline-fueled chess games, with players reading each other's moves and countering them in ways that make even casual spectators appreciate the skill involved in a way that surpasses most hero or tactical shooters. Strinova's unique mechanics turn every match into a highlight reel of brilliant plays and comical missteps, both of which are endlessly replayable and meme-worthy. For players, it's about leveraging the mechanics' depth to gain the upper hand. For viewers, it's about strapping in and enjoying the ride. If esports organizations don't have their eyes on this game yet, they're sleeping on what could easily become a crowd favorite in competitive play. The main gimmick has a high skill floor. Strinova's mechanics are simple to grasp but challenging to master, creating a high skill floor that keeps gameplay rewarding for dedicated players. Stringification, for example, is not just about dodging or hiding, it's a multifaceted tool that requires precise timing and strategy. Reloading mid-transformation, using walls for ambushes, or gliding to escape danger are skills that demand practice. In team deathmatch, Stringification becomes essential for survival. The fast-paced environment prioritizes aggression and quick decision-making, and players who fail to adapt often fall behind. Advanced techniques, like dodging attacks while tracking injured players, highlight the mechanical depth that sets Strinova apart from more straightforward shooters. Mastery isn't limited to mechanics, though it extends to spatial awareness and map knowledge. Strinova's vertical and multi-layered maps are designed to challenge players' understanding of 3D space. The ability to outmaneuver opponents by walking on walls or gliding between points adds a steep but satisfying learning curve. Diversity in design, power in execution. Strinova's roster doesn't just offer variety, it makes you want to experiment with everyone. Michelle, for instance, is the type of agent who turns choke points into dead man's land with her absurdly annoying turrets. She's great in modes like Demolition, but in team deathmatch, forget it. You'll spend more time rebuilding than actually fighting. Then there's Fuchsia and Flavia, both aggressive but in completely different ways. Fuchsia thrives on getting kills and assists, healing herself in the process and rolling through team deathmatch like a shark that smells blood. Meanwhile, Flavia is all about confusion and misdirection, dashing in, resetting her cooldowns, and slipping away before you know what hit you. They're both fun, but where Fuchsia crashes hard in modes with no respawns like Demolition, Flavia's lack of defense can leave her flailing if things don't go her way. Audrey and Kokona, meanwhile, couldn't be more different, but they're both amazing in their own lanes. Audrey is essentially a human turret, perfect for escort when you're locking down a payload with superior firepower. Kokona, though, is all about that sniper life and reviving teammates in Demolition, a lifesaver when every player matters. Just don't expect Audrey to keep up in mobile fights or Kokona to perform miracles when the game itself does the work of her ultimate. Strinova's character diversity isn't just a collection of gimmicks, it's a testament to thoughtful design. Each agent has modes where they shine and others where they struggle, ensuring no single pick can dominate across the board. This balance encourages strategic choices, rewarding players who understand their agents' strengths and weaknesses while adapting to the demands of each match. Lack of real gameplay variety. While Strinova excels in mechanical innovation and character design, it falls short in providing variety beyond its core gameplay. This is most noticeable after several dozen games, when you realize its 4 game modes differ only in the abilities they allow and the goals of each mode, and even those differences feel limited. For instance, Team Deathmatch and Team Arena are basically distinguished only by the size and number of teams. Both modes restrict skill usage, with Team Arena limiting players to passives. Similarly, Escort and Demolition are both objective-based, where attackers either move a payload or guard their bomb carrier, while defenders try to stop them. The key differences between the two are pace and how deaths are handled. That might explain why some players are advocating for new modes like Free-for-All, King of the Hill, or Battle Royale. To be fair, though, adding too many modes could spread the player base too thin, which might create more problems than the new modes would solve. Is Strinova worth it? In every sense of the word, yes. Despite being a fan of hero shooters, I've never really been into the shooter genre as a whole. However, playing Strinova reawakened something in me I haven't felt since the original Overwatch released. Stringification is such an incredible gimmick that it defines the game entirely, fueling gamer discourse with its possibilities, while entertaining everyone who watches. It's the kind of innovation that has the potential to make Strinova one of the most popular shooters of our time. And the game is free. Free. You don't need to spend a single cent unless you're into snagging exclusive cosmetics that don't affect gameplay at all. If that doesn't convince you to try it out, I honestly don't know what will. What platforms is Strinova available on? Strinova is currently only available on PC, while the game will also launch on mobile and consoles. That will only be available on 2025. How does the stringification mechanic work in gameplay? The stringification mechanic allows players to shift between 3D and 2D forms. This transformation enables unique gameplay tactics, such as dodging fire, gliding through maps, and adhering to surfaces like walls. It fundamentally redefines combat strategies and adds a distinct layer of depth to the gameplay, particularly in modes like Escort and Team Deathmatch. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more.